Hello and welcome to Coffee with Dr. Carla. I'm Dr. Carla. This is Mel, and we are so glad that you are here with us. Our goal is to talk about different mental health related issues and hopefully start to end the stigma around them. Um, I first met you when we were serving at Almost Home's um, dinner
Yes.
on a Saturday night back in the fall. And I really think that, what you guys are doing is super important. I really would love our audience to know, like, what you do, why you do it, like, what's your mission and all of this stuff. You know,
Amazing.
kind of
Yeah.
give us a lowdown and then maybe y'all can support them in different ways too. But hey, just say
Thank you for the
it.
plug.
Yeah, as well, right.
So Almost Home, we operate out of a live church in Oakland, 88th and Austin Avenue. We have an office in there that doubles as a pantry, as well as as Carla mentioned, as Saturdays, and now officially on Tuesdays. In 2023, we serve dinner out of the church. We call it Stone Soup Kitchen, and it is open to anybody, any community member in need. You're hungry, you need company, you just need a warm place to hang out for a couple hours. That's what we're there for. And one of the really important components of having Stone Soup Kitchen is the ability it gives us to relationship build with the
Hmm.
people we serve. It's not just a transaction. You need food, we have food, come get it. It is 4 hours of us hanging out together.
Yeah.
So we typically try to have as many Almost Home team members as possible. So we kind of just circle the room, stand, and you see somebody sitting and just kind of looking around, go check in with them.
Right.
And then kind of we all come together, like, based on what you heard, what does this person maybe need that they're not asking for, but because you're getting to know what their life is like each day, you're able to pick up on some of those things. And without Soup Kitchen, we'd be able to only serve them as like walk in, come get food, leave. So Stone Soup Kitchen
Very,
is
very brief
amazing.
inner actions, right? Yeah, I mean, there was a time where we were able to do this with another organization, and every week we would spend 3 or 4 hours
Hmm.
just sitting down at the dinner table with these folks and just holding space, right?
Yes,
Right?
I love
You know,
that phrase.
letting
Yeah.
them know that they're seen and they're heard and they're valued, right? And it makes such a huge difference. And that was one of the fun things is that when did go back and get to serve with you guys, that I'm like, I know you, I know you,
Yeah.
I know you, I know you,
Yep.
I know everybody here. This is awesome. You're a new friend. Okay, that's awesome.
Yep.
Because we did have that capacity to create those relationships,
Yeah.
right? And it was exciting to be able, the pandemic shut everything down, so that we lost opportunities and we lost track. It was really cool to be able to see that again
Yeah.
in your space. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I mean, can you imagine COVID and the pandemic shut down what we as the servants could do? Can you only imagine? Like, I can't imagine what it was like to be one of those individuals suffering and in crisis during that period of
Yeah.
time with no shelter system in
Yeah.
place because that had to get closed down. Small organizations like Almost Home, if they lasted, they were severely lacking in funds.
Yeah.
So it
And if you did get shelter, then you literally were sheltered in place. So, you
yes.
went from bopping from, church basement to church basement if you had no, permanent place to be to, okay, now I've got a permanent place to be, which is a blessing, but then I also can't leave.
Hmm.
Because if I leave, then I no longer have a place to stay. So like, yeah, it was a crazy time.
It was. I started with Almost Home in 2021. So really, while we were in the thick of it, really, the transformation of what we were able to do even in March of 2021 to what we're able to do now, because, we're open, for lack of a better term,
Or opening more.
opening more,
Yeah, yeah,
restrictions being lifted a little bit more, right? We can bring more people together. That has been instrumental in the mental health of our friends. So
yeah.
I'm talking from the time I met some of these folks, and Soup Kitchen started in October of 2021. So really October 21 to now, we see these people every single week for about 4 hours, right? They come hang out with us
So just over
since
a
October.
year.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
they we are talking different people from then to now in terms of the emotionality or I get so excited when people walk in and they just light up, right? They
Yeah.
just get so excited. They come by, everybody wants to greet each other. It's like coming together as a little family full of all kinds of different people from all walks of life,
Yeah.
because we're all there for, similar purpose. And it's um improve these people's lives, whether that is in this hour or hopefully, in bad weather where we put them in motels, and,
Yeah.
depending on the situation, it's whatever it is that we can get them, we get them. However it is we can love on them, we get to love on them, feed them. I love, love, love to feed people. It's like, that's my love language. If I can feed you, put clothes on your back, etc. This Stone Soup Kitchen gives us the opportunity to
To
do
do
that
just
in
that.
a
Yeah.
really great way.
Yeah.
And then get folks like you from the community to come out and help us do that, is exponentially growing our impact, right?
Yeah. And that love that you guys get to, show to them is contagious because I know for a fact, I could, several names pop into my head. Um, they are also the ones who will be like, oh, so and so's not here yet. Wait, why aren't they here yet? They should be here by now. They're usually here by now. Maybe we should go, like, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's not just you guys that are having to be like, hey, I don't see so and so today. Where's Joe? What's going on with Joe? But other people who come regularly are like, yeah, you're right. Joe's not here. I did talk to him on Tuesday, so maybe that, right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the burden. I hate to say burden, but the burden or the onus, the responsibility isn't just on, the folks from Almost Home.
Yeah.
It's
It's collective.
it's a shared, yeah, it's a
It is.
shared thing, and it's really nice to see.
Because they're all important to all of us,
Right,
right? And even to each other.
right,
I have watched friendships form. We have a couple really special friendships that it wouldn't be possible without Almost Home. And I am watching a human being receive all this love from all these people who has probably not felt a whole lot of love in most of their life. And you see a human like flourishing every chance they get to spend time with people who just show interest, and just, I'm here to listen to you. I want to know how you're doing, not what you tell other people how you're
right.
doing. I want to know how you're
The
doing,
real you,
the
yeah.
real you. And start chipping away at some of those things that they can't necessarily tell other people because of how maybe they don't have a support system, right? Bridges are burned often, by our friends. We are their family. We are their support system. We are the person that is like, where are they? Are they okay? I didn't hear from a friend who I was trying to get him his belongings. I didn't hear from him since Sunday. I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, he's in jail or something has happened to him. I don't know for sure, but I sense that most of our friends don't have lots of people caring about them this way outside of Almost Home in
And I suspect you're
our
probably
world.
right because then perhaps they might not be in this situation
Yeah,
if they did,
yeah,
which is sad.
sad. And to be fair, I have, ironically, I think the the people that come to see us are people that might have burned their bridges with their family, and then I look at myself and I'm essentially estranged from about 95% of my family for one reason or another, often a lot of very similar reasons to why these people have become estranged from theirs.
Right.
And what has happened is this like unique switcheroo
Yeah.
that I'm able to serve people that I don't have the emotional scars from, but yet
Yeah. Okay.
they are very similar to the people who did cause me emotional scars. And I can't necessarily give back to the people who have hurt me because that takes more work. But helping people who are like them, there's an intrinsic
Yeah.
healing that is, kind of takes place as I serve people who are like my people.
Sure. Sure. And let's be honest, the idea of homelessness or, extreme poverty or, kind of being on that brink of homelessness, perhaps, there's a lot of stigma with that as well.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So
I've
like
had a house foreclosed on. I've been
even
homeless.
yeah, even
It's,
before
yep,
you like even consider like perhaps, what might have burnt the bridges,
yep,
right? Just the fact that you end up there due to a variety of circumstances.
yep.
Um, there's a lot of stigma around that, and
There
people
is.
don't want to, um, yeah, they don't want to step in it. Like they're afraid they're gonna catch it or something, which is just so ridiculous,
Yeah.
right?
It's I I often think, right, it takes a certain kind of I don't want to call strength. It takes a certain kind of conviction, I'll say, to help somebody through, those are tragic life events, right? Losing your house to foreclosure, God forbid losing your job and not having income, and so you live in your house until you lose it, or have to move in with your parents. All of these things that happen are so possible to happen to anyone that it's almost like better learn how to deal with it now, because we're all only a couple paychecks away from it.
Well, and I will also say that I think people would be surprised because there's a image of those who are homeless,
Yeah.
and that's where we stay. But you know, I can recall probably a handful plus people who had decent jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and circumstances were such that they could not maintain a home, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a rental or whatever. And so they either bopped around to motels, which is exponentially more
Oh my
expensive,
gosh, so expensive.
but you can pay out little as you go, or they live out of their car,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
have,
so many friends living out
they're
of their cars right now.
and they're professionals, right? So at the end of the day, that's so tough. So, like, you can't just judge that book by its cover.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for kind of like, being willing to talk about some of the stuff and
Yeah.
like some of the things that go on with, you know, uh, this population and, what it's, again, it's not what it all looks like. There's more to it than what's at the surface for
There is,
sure.
and the more people like us talk about it, the better the next person who might find themselves in those circumstances will feel like I didn't do a whole lot of things wrong. I
Right.
really possibly very easily got here, and makes you feel a little bit better about reaching out and asking for
Right.
help and having that
That
conversation.
willingness is
Yeah.
so important. Yeah, for sure. So remember, you can change your thoughts, discover your potential, and transform your life by focusing on your overall well being. So until next time, continue working on being the best you possible. Bye now.